everybody, my viewers, my dear viewers over at the Outhouse and the rest of my internet friends. It is me, the Mole, with another semi-exciting episode of Mole Vision. And tonight's episode is sponsored by Colt 45. It was in the refrigerator, I don't know. I mean, you see a Colt 45 in the refrigerator, you gotta drink it, right? So, cheers. Soulful. Tonight, I'd like to talk about, well, let me start off by saying that there's always somebody that's a little too rock and roll, you know? There's nothing wrong with being rock and roll. I myself try to, you know, be as rock and roll as possible, but there's always the guy that goes just a little too far. And what I mean by that is, you know, remember back in high school, everybody had these moments like this. Remember the cool kid that was too cool to dress for gym class? Like, really, gym class is the only class you just have to show up. And sometimes you have to put on some shorts. And really, you can just sit there. And you get a passing grade. I did this. I dressed for gym class. I'm not an athlete. I'm fat. I can't run. I dressed for gym class. But there was always like the, you know, in 1999 there was always the kid in the Antichrist Superstar t-shirt with the fucking eyeliner that was too cool to run in gym class. Or you didn't even have to run. You just had to show up. And this rambling anecdote is leading into what I wanted to talk tonight about. That was a good sentence. I was reading my favorite magazine, Bizarre magazine. If you haven't ever read this, it's a brilliant magazine. It's published in England, and if you could actually take my personality and smash it into the pages of a magazine, it'd be Bizarre. Bizarre is basically really gross pictures, like people getting their heads blown off and like deformed babies and, you know, people with horrible cancer like faces and all this terrible shit. Super hot chicks that are usually naked, and you know, like tattoos, underground music, horror movies. It's the perfect magazine. I've been reading this magazine for probably, Christ, 6-7 years now, and I never miss an issue. I fucking love it. So I was flipping through in the bathroom. That's usually where I get all my reading done. And this is the April issue, and it's their body modification issue. Now, body modification is something I've never quite understood or gotten into. Not saying that it's stupid per se, but it definitely makes me scratch my head. Now, as hypocritical as that may sound coming from me, because I'm full of tattoos. If you haven't, go to the MySpace, I got all my pictures. Full of tattoos, gonna have a bunch more. And in a sense, that's a little rock and roll, I guess. I have tattoos. People at the grocery store look at me funny. People ask me silly questions about my tattoos. But I don't think that, like, I'll ever feel the need to, like, put, like, metal spikes in my head, or, you know, rip open my nose, or, you know, put, like, well, let me actually illustrate this a little better. In this issue, they have this great chart, because this whole issue is about body modification. And they have this one guy who's named the Cyborg, and he actually put in metal implants in his scalp that he can screw in, like, they call it the metal mohawk. He can screw in little spikes in his head. And then there's other stuff such as subdermal implants. Now, if you don't know what this is, it's like the newest thing where they put like giant pieces of like plastic, I guess, underneath your skin, so it looks like you have giant like tumors underneath your skin. That's a little too rock and roll. I mean, what's the appeal? I mean, I guess it's art in a sense, if you want to look like if tumors is an art, but literally you'll have like 3-inch like bulges coming out from underneath your skin, and some other real extreme stuff. Genital beading. Genital beading. This is a new one to me. I just read about this. It is the insertion of Teflon beads, 8mm is a standard size, beneath the outer skin of the penis. top or underside. For me, that would be the same thing. It's very small. Using a metal sterile insertion taper. Ugh, oh, that sounds horrible. They are then stitched into place. The result is a unique looking cock. I think that's a bit of an understatement. Now, this is your dick you're talking about. You're gonna put fucking metal, like, beads in your dick? You gotta find a pretty progressive woman. When you pull that thing out, she's like, what the fuck is that? A ladder? Like, what? I mean, I don't know, man. Like, what the hell is that about? Genital beading. Where's another good one? Nipple removal. Nipple removal. Like, you know, you take the nipple completely off. I can't really show you the picture that well in here, but literally it's just like a guy that has no nipple where his nipple should be, and it looks kind of like a bloody frowny face, like his chest is sad that there's no nipple where there was once nipple. That's too rock and roll. Where's the art in that? Like, I fail to see it. Like, okay, you removed your nipple. Okay. What now? Like, it just looks really odd and strange. Along the same lines, digit amputation is very popular. Digit amputation would be like to remove fingers or remove toes. The guy that they show here actually has 2 of his fingers removed and all of his toes except his big toe. You know, there are people that are born disfigured that, you know, I've met several people that, you know, have less than all their digits, and, you know, it's funny that, like, somebody be born with, you know, perfectly good limbs, but so they could be really kick-ass, they cut their fingers off. Like there was some kind of contest that these people was like, well, you know, I got a lot of tattoos, that's pretty hardcore. You think that's hardcore? I only got 3 fucking fingers now. I look like a fucking Ninja Turtle. And I have a toe. I really don't get it. And I'm sure, like, I doubt, like, anybody that's watching this is, like, hardcore body modification people. It's probably a very niche market. And it's just, you read it in a magazine, and even as strange as magazine as this, and it makes it seem like it's that much more like, I don't know, like it's like a trend, I guess. But I don't get it. And if I'm getting old and I don't understand things, like, maybe that's just me, but, like, why stop at, like, cutting your fingers off? Why don't you just cut your whole fucking arm off? Like, that's pretty hardcore. That's escalation, right? Like, just fuck it. Like, I only got 3 fingers. Well, fuck you, I only got 1 fucking arm. Why don't you cut your balls off? Like, I'll try to show you this. There's this model. There's this popular body modification model. And I doubt you'll be able to see this. But she's just hideous looking. She has plastic, she has, like, a giant, like, she looks like a fucking Klingon. She's got 2 plastic horns put on either side of her head, and she's got this big, like, frontal bulge. I wish I could say the same. She has this big, like, cranium bulge on her head that she has, like, tattooed because it's not pronounced enough as it is. And then she has piercings all over the place. But, in closing, just to wrap this up, because this has been kind of an odd video. I don't get body modification. I don't think I ever will. The only time that I think that I would get on board with body modification, because that got me thinking, that one guy in there, the guy from Finland who calls himself the cyborg that has, like, the fucking metal mohawk, if they actually had cybernetic body modifications, like, that would actually give me, like, essentially superpowers, I would go for that. You know, like, if I could have a cybernetic dick that could shoot, like, lasers and, like, crippled Scientologists, I would be in for that. But I'm gonna drink the rest of this really, really shitty beer. It's not even beer, is it? So, this is for my homies that ain't here. And, you guys have a good one. And, fuck Mexicans. Cinco de Mayo.